So, Deborah, how did you come up with the idea to do a book on Pac-Man memorabilia?
Well, basically, I've been a fan of Pac-Man, and since I've been collecting, I thought it would just be neat to show everybody what I had, because I'm proud of my collection and the items that I have in it, and I thought that it would make other people happy or at least smile.
Of all the things that one could pick out to collect, what made you pick Pac-Man?
When I was growing up and I was at that age, Pac-Man came on the scene in 1980, and he was basically everywhere. Atari 2600 was coming out. You know, I had to have that. And Pac-Man was just so big and everywhere that you had to play it. And once you started playing it, it was so different from the other games that were out there, which were space-type games. This was the first maze-based game that you just kind of got caught up in it.
Let me ask you something. Do you think Pac-Man was the first video game that women really liked?
I really don't think that had any effect until Ms. Pac-Man came around. I think you could attribute that game to females getting interested in the video game world. Now,
when you talk about collectibles, for those folks who haven't seen Deborah's book, this is Collectibles. We're talking real collectibles here. Deborah, tell us about some of the more familiar items in the book.
Some of the common things were, of course, the Atari game and the Atari 2600 cartridges of Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man.
Now, didn't you find it to be a disappointing game when it came out?
Yeah, on the Atari, the graphics were really not that bad, but you kind of overlooked that because now you had it in your home and you could kind of play it 24 hours a day, and it was a lot cheaper than going to the arcade. So that kind of made up for it.
Of course, Gary and I have a pretty good collection of Pac-Man stuff ourselves, but the glasses and the mugs and so forth, I mean, I've got several of those myself, and that was something there were a lot of, according to the book. I mean, there's several pages. To tell us about the glasses and the mugs and the coffee cups and all that.
Well, in my book, I have a sampling of them, not all of them, and I have about, in the book there's probably about maybe 8 pages that are just dedicated to the glasses and mugs. Libby, common glass maker, made Pac-Man glasses. They made tumblers. The fast food industry got involved with Pac-Man. Arby's made a glass. There were Irish coffee mugs. Part of the reason why there are so many glasses out there is because there were a lot of unlicensed products that were also made.
Yeah, there was a real flood in the market of all kinds of items, T-shirts, I mean, everything under the sun. A lot of it that wasn't licensed, but give us a list of some of the stuff out there that was licensed. There was a lot of it.
There was Pac-Man cereal. It was kind of an odd-tasting cereal. It was made by General Mills, and it was kind of on the Lucky Charms side. It had little Pac-Man-shaped marshmallows, and they also manufactured it with Ms. Pac-Man marshmallows in it.
So we had cereal. What other food companies jumped on the bandwagon?
Chef Boyardee. They made some pasta, spaghetti with mini meatballs. They had Pac-Man pasta with cheese flavor. And they also made a dried instant Pac-Man macaroni and cheese.
All right, Deborah, what would you consider to be the best Pac-Man collectible to get?
Tiger Electronics made a Pac-Man AM radio, which is really neat, which came with headphones with Pac-Man on the side. It looks like a Pac-Man, and the eye is the dial where you can check the numbers for 77 and 88 for your AM stations. It is featured in the book. The only problem is that I can only get the local news on it, no FM, but it's still a neat item.
Now, not only was there enough Pac-Man memorabilia to fill up one book, but you're planning a second book.
Yes, as a matter of fact, this book that's out now, it's 160 pages, and it contains over 400 color photographs, which is just a small sampling of my collection. It's been estimated that there are over 500 Pac-Man items that were made. To put everything in one book wouldn't have been cost-effective, so this is not my complete collection, and I am in the process of getting everything together for a more Pac-Man collectibles book.
Now, we were happy to see that you had some things in there from Buckner and Garcia. You had some of our records and tapes and so forth, but something you have really shocked all of us. Just explain what it is.
It is a Columbia Records, Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever 8-track tape. The 8-track was actually something that I had purchased from a Sam Goody's record store in New Jersey one day after school, so I just walked into the record store and purchased it. So it's been around since 1982.
Well, it's a great book, and whether you're a collectible person or you just like Pac-Man trivia, it'll serve the purpose for both. Deborah, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a copy of the book?
Email me at mspacman@nac.net, and I will be happy to give you the information. The book also contains a price guide with it and a full description of all the items that are in it.